To enjoy long-lasting peace, it must be defined as something more than absence of war. It must be something that will not only fight the violence, but also fill the gap that violence left behind. According to Johann Galtung, the father of modern peace studies, we can make the distinction between positive and negative peace. Negative, not because it's bad, but because it's defined as the absence of violence or the absence of fear of violence. The Global Peace Indicator measures the level of the negative peace, giving us a lot of information. But what it doesn't tell us is how strong are the structures, institutions, or people's attitudes. And the positive peace approach is all about it. It's about aiming to create an environment that creates well-being. This one was about stopping violence. This one is about creating peaceful societies. Positive peace does not leave the empty space after violence and ensures that violence won't find a space to grow. We need to remember that violent behaviors, what you can see, are just the tip of something bigger, right?
It's the tip of this triangle. Direct violence, physical or psychological, is relatively easy to get what it is. But what about violence that is hidden? There are situations when the harm is done even though there is no person to blame. Violence caused by a harmful stereotype or by the structure that benefits some and harms the others. Cultural violence, also called symbolic. It's based on customs and beliefs. You know, it is how it is and how always was. It's the one that makes the violence feel right and fair. And structural violence is the one built in the very structure of our reality. Often, it's written in the law, like forbidding women to drive a car, or allowing to get married to some people, but not to some others. But also, if you live in a society where life expectancy varies a lot between upper and lower class, it is a manifestation of structural violence. Of course, it's not that simple that we can always point to only one tip. Usually, we can see that violence is connected with all the three dimensions. We differentiate those aspects to be more aware about its complexity. Let's look at domestic violence. In this case, direct violence is legitimized by culture. It reflects traditional relations between men and women. Because of this cultural factor, there is no motivation to improve the system that in many cases does not support women or is explicitly hostile. Another, the most obvious example could be war. We always have direct killing, structural machinery that gives it a supportive framework, and some kind of cultural explanation. Peace building is to address violence on all levels, but with the greatest emphasis on the structural one. Peaceful context, big structure around us, sanctioned by peaceful laws, support peaceful attitudes and peaceful behaviors. So now, try this quiz and see if everything is clear. If not, you'll find more resources below.